Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, the channel that's all about the art of being ill. My name is Caroline, and today we're gonna take a look at some health trends that are a tiny bit questionable. So I have been around the internet to find some health trends that can be a little bit questionable, since there is really no solid science that are backing them, and something you might have to be a little bit careful with so you don't waste your money. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. And also you can go follow me on my Instagram. That's also called The Art of Being Ill. I will put a link for that in the description section. So the first health trend that we need to talk about is whether or not essential oils can cure depression. Spoiler alert, this is bullshit. Essential oils do have benefits. It can relieve some symptoms from depression. And something like lavender, for example, if you use lavender essential oil for aromatherapy, it can help you be calm, it can help you sleep better. And yes, it can give you a sense of relief from your depression and anxiety symptoms. However, there is absolutely no solid science backing that it can cure depression. It's really important that if you feel depressed, you need to talk to your doctor. There's nothing wrong with buying essential oils from reliable sources and using them in your treatment for depression to make you feel better. There's nothing wrong with that, but it can't cure your depression. You do need to talk to your doctor. According to healthline.com, there are actually risks of using essential oils. For example, it's not even recommended for people with respiratory. recommended for people with respiratory. For example, it's not even recommended for people with For example, it's not even recommended for people with respiratory. For example, it's not recommended for people with For example, it's not recommended for people with For example, it's not recommended for people with respiratory. For example, it's not recommended for people with respiratory. For example, it's not recommended for people with respiratory. For example, it's not recommended for people with respiratory problems. It's not recommended for women who are pregnant or children, at least not without supervision from a doctor or an aromatherapist. You should never ingest it or use it on your skin because it can cause a severe allergic reaction. And I have actually seen this in a documentary on Netflix that I forgot what it was called. Doesn't matter. But there was this one woman who had been ingesting essential oils, and she started to get a rash, and everybody in her so-called expert Facebook group of people using essential oils, everybody was saying her body was cleansing or something like that. But after a while, when she had this rash all over her body and it was painful and it was itchy, she went to the doctor, who said she's having a allergic reaction, and whatever you're doing, stop. So she stopped, and it took, I believe it was like almost 5 years before the whole rash was gone. And now she can't even get near essential oils without getting an allergic reaction. So you know what, just because it's natural doesn't mean that it doesn't have consequences. So be very, very careful. Don't ingest it, don't use it on skin, use it for aromatherapy, and please go see your doctor if you have a depression. The second health trend that we're going to talk about is bee venom. Now for me personally, it sounds insane to let yourself be stung by bees in the name of health and curing diseases. But apparently this has actually been used for thousands of years. I didn't know that, but apparently it has. And there are claims out there, and there are studies that suggest that bee venom does have like anti-inflammatory effect. It might benefit the immune system, it might benefit skin health, and it may even cure Lyme disease. However, according to healthline.com, there are really no solid science that are backing these claims. There are studies that suggest it, but not backing it. It's not... I apologize for my two small budgies. They don't understand what I'm doing. I'm sorry. There is no solid evidence, science, that this is true. Healthline.com even warns about using bee venom because there are actually risks. There are side effects. And this ranks from mild side effects to fatal side effects. So just because this comes from nature, it comes from an insect, it doesn't mean it doesn't have consequences for you. Obviously, some of the mildest side effects would be if you're letting yourself be stung by a bee, you're obviously gonna feel pain and you're gonna, swell up and it's gonna be red and all those kind of things. That are the more mild side effects. Some of the more severe side effects can be hyperventilation, fatigue, appetite loss, extreme pain, and also increased risk of bleeding and vomiting. Now, like I said, there could be fatal side effects. And this is if you get a severe allergic reaction that makes it hard for you to breathe. That can actually kill you. So we're dealing with a trend that is really not that backed by science. It's not concluded that it has these effects. But at the same time, it's very known that it can have potential, even fatal side effects. It's a fact that bees are endangered and incredibly important for our ecosystem. It's a really big problem that they're disappearing. So that people are using bee venom for health, because of a health trend. And this bee venom therapy thing is not even backed by science. It is suggested to have benefits. It's not concluded. However, it isn't concluded that it has side effects. I don't know how you can justify using bee venom when bees are endangered and the bee dies when it has stung you. How can you justify that when they are endangered and there's not even any solid evidence, scientifically speaking, that it actually works? Personally, I just don't think you can justify it. You might be thinking, well, Caroline, traditional Western medicine is also has side effects and all that, and it's also poison and blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's true. But now that bees are endangered, I still don't understand how anyone can justify using bee venom, unsupervised by doctors, by the way, that might not even work, versus traditional Western medicine that is supervised by doctors and that is actually backed scientifically. I just don't see it. Maybe it's just me? I don't know. Now this third one, I know some of you are sick of it. If you follow people with chronic illness on Instagram, as an example, or you share your own story on Instagram like I do, you will have come across this third kind of annoying health trend. Herbs. They are all over the comment section. Doctor something with herbs. Doctor. They can cure anything from having a pimple to being dead already. It can cure everything. You just need to use herbs. And I just have to say, it's just not logical whatsoever that herbs can cure everything, because if it could, no one would ever be sick. I'm actually a firm believer that Mother Nature has given us a lot of plants that do have benefits for us. For example, it is backed by science that something like turmeric has, an anti-inflammatory effect. So I'm not saying don't use herbs. Personally, I drink matcha because I read from a brain doctor, by the way, that it actually helps the brain. And since I have ADD, I thought that's a good idea. Let me get some help for my poor little brain. It also has a lot of antioxidants and all those things that are really, really good for you. But I'm not going to stop taking my ADD medicine and just drink matcha. It's not going to cure my ADD. But that doesn't mean I can't use it as a supplement to my treatment so that my body can get all the help it needs. I'm a firm believer in that. Let Mother Nature help you however she can, but don't believe these so-called herb doctors when they say they can cure you with herbs. If you want to try some more natural medicines, I recommend going to the pharmacy. And I have two reasons for that. The first one is that it's what they sell in the pharmacy is approved by the authorities. This means that not necessarily that it's going to work, because you never know, but it is approved in the sense that it has shown to have some benefits and that it's not dangerous to you. The other reason to go to the pharmacy is that even though herbs and nature's medicine, so to speak, is natural, doesn't mean it's consequence-free. There are actually many herbs that are interacting with medicine, including birth control pill. It's very common to use something like, and I believe in English it's called St. John's wort, I'm not sure, but use that for mild depression. And there are certain things in this plant that has shown to have benefits if you have a mild depression. However, first of all, it can't cure it, and it needs to be a mild depression, not a severe one. But second of all, it interacts with medicine. A lot of medicine, actually, including birth control pills. If you take St. John's wort and birth control at the same time, you can get pregnant, because it decreases the effect of the birth control pill. So it's really important that you don't just buy online. You don't know what's in it. You need to go, and like I said, I recommend going to the pharmacy, especially if you are taking medicine, and have a talk with them. Is there anything I should know before I take this? So in conclusion, you can say that nature does provide us with a lot of things that we can use for our health and to make us feel better. But we need to be very much aware. The health industry is really big, and there's a lot of people out there trying to trick you and make you believe things that aren't true about these products, things that are not really backed by science. And also, some of it can be potentially dangerous. So you need to be very much aware who you take health advice from, who you buy natural products from, and so on. Please always include your doctor or talk to the pharmacist if you want to try these things and you already are sick and you already take some medicine. Please don't just do it, because it might actually have bad consequences for you. So be really careful who you take advice from. Be critical. So that was today's video, everyone. I really hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and go follow me on my Instagram. That's also called The Art of Being Ill. I hope you have a blessed rest of the day. And I will see you next time right here on my channel, The Art of Being Ill.